Hi, do you currently spend a lot of money on advertising for Google Ads but don't really get any results? Or are you starting to think about advertising on Google, but you don't want to end up like the first group and just throwing away your money? Well, if that's the case, watch this quick video because I'm going to explain the one thing that you need to think about before you run your first ad so that way you can run profitable ads very easily. Okay, so first I want you to, imagine something for me. Imagine that your house, there's an issue at the house and you need to get a new kitchen faucet. Okay, so you go to either your Home Depot or your Lowe's or where you go to your hardware store, and you go in and you talk to the sales rep or one of the associates, and then they say, okay, no problem. You go down to 3 aisles. It's on the left hand side. So then you go down to 3 aisles and you go to the left hand side, and instead of bath or kitchen faucets, now you're looking at bathroom faucets. So then you're kind of annoyed because he told you to go there, but it's not where you wanted to go. So then you go to the next associate and then they say, oh, it's 2 more aisles down and it's on the right hand side. So then you do that and it's still not kitchen faucets. So then you're really pissed off at that point. So then you try one last associate and they said, oh, these guys are new. They don't know what they're talking about. They're on the back wall. It's on the back corner. You need to go from this side of the building all the way to that side, and that's where they are. So then you go there and it's still not kitchen faucets. So what do? At that point, you're so pissed off that you leave and then you go to another store instead. Okay? Now, that example, even though you physically went somewhere, this is exactly what most people are doing when they are advertising on Google. And what I mean by that is and I guess I should go back, the first thing that you need to think about when you are, advertising or about to advertise is you need to think like your customer. So I own a fence company. So the number one question that someone has before they get a fence is how much does it cost? Because after all, if it costs too much, they're just not going to get it. So they want to know what the cost is first. So one, they know whether or not they can get a fence, or maybe if they know how much they need to save for the fence. And it would be the same for most other service industries as well. If you're in kitchen remodels, bathroom remodels, if you're doing decks, additions, like whatever, that's the number one question. How much does it cost? Okay. So your job in the ad is to answer that question, or at least pinpoint that and then lead them to the answer. Okay, so when it comes to the ad, what I personally do and what's been working really well is my ads say, get your instant fence pricing. Simple enough. Now, if someone's searching for an aluminum fence, well, now my ad says, get your instant aluminum fence price, because it's exactly what they want, and so I'm going to give it to them. Now, if they're searching for vinyl fence, get your instant vinyl price. Now, if I was in another industry and I was doing, someone's searching for kitchen remodels, get your kitchen remodel price now. No waiting needed. Something like that, because they want to know how much it costs. And typically, most people are, they don't want to wait, myself included. I use Amazon every single day. There's constantly crap coming in. And the reason for that is it's so convenient and because I can get it right away. Well, it's the same thing that the customer wants. If they want to know how much it costs, well, they want to find out like today. Because a lot of times what happens is, if we'll go with kitchen remodels, if someone's thinking about a kitchen remodel, but you make it so hard and everyone else makes it so hard to find out how much it costs, well, a lot of times they say, screw it, I'm just not going to get the kitchen remodel. I'm going to spend that money on a vacation instead. However, if someone came along and made it so simple that they basically say, get your kitchen remodel price in 3 easy steps, and then they go to the website and there's just like step 1, do this, step 2, do this, and step 3, do this, and then you have your new kitchen remodel. Well, they're 10 times more likely to go with that instead of most companies that make it super difficult. So again, step number 1 is always give them what they want. So number 1 is all your ads, when to first start with pricing is the number 1 thing that you need to be targeting, because that's their number 1 question. And then from there you can move on, but start with that once you get situated, just to get started. And then over time you can find out what people are actually searching for and then give that to them as well. Okay, so that's step number 1. Step number 2 is, what do you do with that customer after they click on your ad? When it comes to Google Ads, you get to send them wherever you want to. You can send them on your website, you can send them on different landing pages, you can send them to other websites too if you want to. Depends on what industry you're in. But what I see most people doing is every single ad, no matter what it's for. So again, let's go with kitchen remodels. So you place an ad about kitchen remodels, and where do you send them? You send them to your homepage. Well, that doesn't make any sense. That's kind of like the instance I told you about before. If you ask about a kitchen remodel and you go into Home Depot or Lowe's, like, they need to send you to the right place, otherwise you get pissed off and you leave. Now, with the earlier example, you tried 3 separate times to find that kitchen faucet. But that's because it would have taken a lot of effort to get out of the store, get in your car, and drive 10, 15 minutes to the next store. But it's not like that online, because what'll happen is someone will click on your ad, and if you're having kitchen remodels and you send them to your homepage and they're confused about where to go to the kitchen remodel page, well, they simply hit the back button like twice, and then they go to the next ad. And that's the number one reason why your ads aren't converting, and you're spending all this money, but they're not emailing you or calling you or anything else that you want them to do. Like, it's that simple. So you just give them what they want. So in my case, aluminum fences. If they're searching for that, my ad's going to say, get your aluminum fence price now, or instant aluminum price, something like that, something now, instant, whatever. Insta, if you're running out of the characters, whatever it may be, that's what you're doing, okay? And then when they click on that ad, they go to a landing page on my website, and a landing page is just a web page, that's all it is. But a landing page is basically a specific page for the information that they're looking for. And in that case, they click on an aluminum fence ad, and they go to an aluminum fence page. That's simple. And then you quickly, not to go into too much depth, but basically at the very top, you want to make it quick and clear on how to do the action you want them to do. So do you want them to call you? Do you want to email me? In my case, I want them to use our online price tool, so that way before we talk to them, they know how much it costs. Now, a lot of times, and again, with the number one question being pricing, no matter what industry you're in, you have to be able to give a customer at least a random amount price as quickly as possible. So if I was doing kitchen remodels, well, there's usually 3 grades. So you got the low end, which is like builder's grade, then you have mid, and then you have like showroom quality, magazine, that kind of deal. So what you would have, again, to start the process over is, if someone's looking for a kitchen remodel, you're going to advertise an instant kitchen remodel ballpark price, or something like that. So then when they click on the ad and they go to your landing page, it's about kitchen remodels, number 1, and you're going to have those 3 grades, and you're going to show a picture of each grade. Simple enough. And then next to each picture, you would have, it includes this, this, and this. And then for maybe the mid grade, it includes all this, but then you also get this and this. And then finally for the high end magazine, you get all this plus this, this, and this. And for each one, you list off a price. And you're not looking for exact, because the customer doesn't want exact either. It's something like, low/builder grade is like 8 to 15, then the mid is like 25 to 35, and then the high is like $50,000 to $150,000. That's all you got to do. So if you do that one thing, you just think like a customer and basically give them what they want. And like I said, start with pricing first, because that is going to convert the best. That's going to be like the low-hanging fruit, because everyone wants to know that. And then once they find out the price, then you can go into the other things. Me personally, the way we work everything is, because we use an online price tool, we're able to get their email address. And because we get their email address, then we start sending them helpful information. And typically, the first few emails are answering the most common questions that every single person has. Now, how do you find out what questions people are asking all the time? Well, you already know, because you're answering the phone already. So what you need to do is get a piece of paper and a pen, or a tablet or iPad, or whatever it may be. And every time someone asks you a question, write that question down. And then you'll have a list of like 10 plus questions. And then every time, people keep on calling, whatever the question may be, you put like a little tally mark next to it. So then you start with the one that has the most tally marks, and you start writing emails about that, or you might make a YouTube video, or do both, whatever you prefer to do. And then you basically collect the emails and then do that. Because we've done stuff like that, what happens is we're able to basically have customers that come to us and actually want to book the job with us before we ever talk to them. Like, that's what my goal is, to basically be the Amazon of the fence industry, where, you basically want a fence, so you go on my website, you make a few clicks, you schedule it, and you're good to go. Like, that's what we're going towards, and that's what you can go towards as well. But the first step before you can do anything like that is you need to give them what they want. So again, start with the pricing, and focus on that in your ads. And then once you fix that, then you go to your landing page and make sure whatever they clicked on is what you actually show them. And do not send them to your home page, because it's like the example I gave into the beginning, where they're going and hunting and searching, and all they're going to do is hit the back button twice and go to your competitor. Do that and you will succeed. It may not be all at once, but I'm telling you, it'll take years off your trial and error, and you will save thousands of dollars because of it. So hope you have a great day, and thank you.